Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to start our essay class. Essay for UPSC. And as I had explained earlier that essay, ethics and your optional, these three play the major role. I think the live has started a bit late, so I would like to summarize again. Good afternoon. Let us start our topic for today, which is essay for UPSC. And as I told you earlier, the utility of essay, ethics and your optional increases manifold if we look at that your optional, especially if you have these optional: public administration, philosophy, and psychology. Most of you are having this psychology as optional. This optional consists of 500 marks, 2 papers, and ethics consists of 250 marks. Essay again consists of 250 marks. So total 1000 marks are covered by your optional, essay and ethics. These three consist of the main frame of your main exam selection. So your main exam marks, written exam marks, are crucial, that you have understood by till now, and 1000 marks, out of these 1000 marks you can aim to score 300 in your optional, 140 around in your ethics paper and 160 in your essay. So these three can give you around 600 marks, and if you are able to score these 600 marks, then you are way ahead than many other people, way ahead than many other people who probably have not got the strategy, who have not understood the anatomy and physiology of UPSC exam, and they are simply lurking in the dark, not able to understand the real strategy which will get you top rank. How can you ensure the top rank? How can you ensure the top rank? The top rank can be achieved by having the right kind of strategy, and the strategy is defined by focusing more on optional, ethics and essay. So our topic today is essay. This is the first class of essay, and this first class recording will be available for other people who have not joined the course, apart from the fact that we will be sending the private link to those who have joined the course, so that there are students who inquired about it. What is going to be taught in the essay taken by Manu Jha Sir? What will be the issues? How it is different from other institute essay? So that's why I told them, okay, the proof of the pudding lies in eating. We will make it available for you, but for only the first class. If you have to join, you can join it now, because there won't be any other batches. Having said so, now let's go forward and understand the essay topic. The essay, generally essay we call a short writing on a specific topic. And when we say short writing in context of UPSC, how short? The short here is around 1000 to 1200 words, as instructed in your essay guidelines for UPSC you have to write. There are two sections. Section A, 4 topics here. Section B, again 4 topics. Out of these 4 topics you have to choose one, and again out of these 4 you have to choose one. So 2 essays you are supposed to write. 2 essays. Each essay consisting of will consist of 125 marks into 2 essay. 250 marks for the complete paper. Now, what can be achieved in the essay paper? As you know that I talk about the Marxism principle. Marks are important, and how to score marks, how to become an IAS, IPS or IFS or any other service of your liking. That is the prime importance. That is of prime importance. So how to score marks and how to get, how much marks can we expect, as I have already told you. See, understand the insight, as I have gathered the insight by interacting with so many students, aspirants, and many of them who have scored really well and got selected with flying colors, that scoring 150, 160 marks here is not a big deal. Why? First of all, let us understand how this essay paper is different from your other papers. First thing, who will evaluate? Who is the examiner here? That is very important. Who is going to examine it? And I have been telling this since long. Who is the examiner here? Who will examine your paper? An English professor, who will be given a model answer for the essay topic which you are supposed to write in the UPSC examination hall. Now, what do you think about this English professor? What will he focus upon? He or she will focus upon your understanding of English, that is your expression should be grammatically free of error. Grammar should be absolutely correct, no errors expected at all. I am saying no errors, not even a single error. Train yourself, and we will train you for this, achieving this. Grammatically free sentences which are, your expression is logical and effective. First is logical, then is effective. And what do you think of being effective? How can it be effective? The effectiveness can be brought by one aspect, and that is simplicity. Simple sentences but effective sentences. Simple yet effective. For example, there is enough for everyone's need. But not enough for anyone's greed. Who told this? Gandhiji? Mahatma Gandhi told this statement years ago, which is still valid. And you see the simplicity of the sentence. The sentence is simple but yet very, very effective and insightful. These sentences you must train yourself to write. If you write these sentences and if you understand the organization and logical exposition for a given topic, then you are in for a very good score. This is the primary requirement to score well in the essay. Now, as we have already seen, how many essays were there? 4 topics in section A, 4 topics in section B. Now, what kind of topics can be there? See, there can be educational, scientific, cultural, international relation based, political, philosophical, many types of essays can be there. But if we largely divide into the types of essays which are asked by UPSC, that is, one is your political, which consists of all sorts of polity, international relation, all this will be consisted of polity and governance, international relation based topics. Then comes your socio-economic, then comes your philosophical, which is the recent trend. Recent trend is of philosophical kind of essays. What do we mean by philosophical? Philosophical essays are like, for example, as a topic asked in this year, I'll give you an example. Visionary decision making, visionary decision making happens at the intersection of logic and intuition. Now, if we look at the threads of this essay, is there any underlying theme? Yes, it is. The underlying theme is decision making, 1, intuition plus logic giving way to decision making, which is visionary, path breaking. This is a philosophical. The undertone of this topic is quite philosophical. Not giving any topic like which is based on political or any socio-economic topic. Like we could have a socio-economic topic where it is I'll give you an example of a socio-economic topic. What kind of socio-economic topic can be there? You see the topic and then tell me what do you understand. Whether women empowerment. Exclamation marks. Exclamation is there. What we are saying? Exclamation. Whether women empowerment. This is the topic. It's not the topic of women empowerment. Yes, women empowerment definitely is there. The theme is women empowerment. But the whole topic is whether women empowerment. And what does it mean? That's also an essential aspect of writing a wonderful essay. Once you understand the topic, then only you will be able to write a good essay. Whether women empowerment means is women empowerment losing its charm, or is it losing its sense? Is women empowerment as a theme, as a philosophy, as a trend declining? That is the meaning of the essay. So right now we gave a differentiation between the philosophical kind of essay, as we have seen the topic here, decision making topic. Visionary decision making happens at the intersection of logic and intuition. Logical decisions and intuitive appeal to that decision, that defines your construction of good or bad decision. In fact, visionary decision and other sorts of decision. Okay, so this is very important, that you need to realize that the undertone of the essay being philosophical makes it difficult to write. Why? Most of the people are suffering, most of the people are not able to make any sense of the essay, they are not able to write good essays because they don't know what to write, the content. Why? The whole idea of writing essay as it has been made in the market in our UPSC arena, unfortunately, was they were saying that you know polity, you know IR, you know history, we will provide you content based on these themes, mug it up or understand the major themes, you also know the current affairs, you will be able to write. But now the fodder is missing, the fodder itself is missing. Why? Because the basic building blocks, BBB, the basic building blocks of writing an essay has not been provided, which will be provided in our classes. Okay, so recent trend is of philosophical essays. Essay can be political, socio-economic, any kind of topic, but we will train you to write a wonderful essay. I generally call world class essay. World class. When the essay is of world class, the examiner is bound to give you marks, because the basic understanding of essay does not come out from general studies, does not come out from knowledge. General studies is just giving you some fodder, some content so that you can build your essay. But the basic idea of writing an essay comes from understanding the requirements of essay. As I say that it is anatomy of the essay. What is the anatomy? Anatomy is the structure of the essay. This is the anatomy. How should your essay be structured? Then will come your physiology. That is the process. Process is how to write the essay. How to write the essay, how to structure it, and then finally get marks. Okay, so your UPSC essay is different from other essays. That is also a reality. When you say UPSC essay, here what is expected out of you? Major focus will be on organization techniques. That is, how are you going to organize your thoughts so that there is a logical flow. Logical flow in your essay. When I say organization, what comes to your mind? You are organizing your thoughts. Like, see, if we look at this topic, weather, women empowerment. As I told you, what is the meaning of this essay? Whether women empowerment with an exclamation mark. Now see, this exclamation mark may look like only the punctuation. There may be this question mark also. But when it is a question mark, the essence of the essay is women empowerment, WE, short form, losing credibility. Question mark. Is women empowerment losing credibility? With the question mark. And when we have the exclamation mark, what does it mean? That the person, the examiner, is surprised, quite exclaimed, that whether women empowerment is losing its sheen. Whether. That is, you have to give both sides of the coin. That is, women empowerment, how it evolved, evolution of women empowerment. So we'll talk about the need of women empowerment, need for women empowerment first. Then how it has evolved, the history of it. What is its current status? Then finally we will evaluate whether women empowerment has been successful, has it been losing sheen or not, positive and negative, and then finally we will conclude. We will learn how we will start from the intro. Different people have different ways of writing intro, then the main part, the body part, and the conclusion part. How in case of essay it is different from the answer writing, your basic answer writing. In answer writing, who is the winner in the answer writing? The main winner in the answer writing is the body part, main part, that is primarily the content which you provide after introduction. But in essay, the introduction and conclusion are equally important. As important is a content. Although the fact is that in the body part you are writing a lot many things. Suppose you are supposed to write 1200 words essay, 1000 to 1200 words. Okay. So out of this, how much do you think should be devoted to introduction? The general rule is that you should devote 10% to the introduction and further 10% to the conclusion, generally speaking. But here in essay, you have to differentiate. In essay, you can write a 200 word introduction. You can write a 200 word conclusion. And rest 700, 800 words you will write your main body part. You have to introduce your essay in a powerful manner, so that the examiner, as I generally say, examiner is blown off the feet. The feet below the examiner blows off. You set the themes on fire. Setting the themes on fire. Now these phrases are also very important. You have to show your command over the language. That is very important. Generally people don't tell you that command over language, grammar is of utmost importance, because they will say no, if you know GS you will be able to write essay, but at the end of the day if you are not writing grammatically error free sentences, not giving the right expression, powerful expressions, then you will end up getting 125 bracket marks. To ensure that you get 30-35 more marks, it is important that you write grammatically free, error free sentences. Grammatically error free sentences with logical and powerful expressions. And this will come through practice. How? First tip, first tip to do this. Hack 1. What do you need to do? You read newspaper, okay? You read your books of GS, you read your books, other books also some people have, and if you have a generic reading habit, it's always good. You are reading a novel, suppose, general habit or idea of reading, this also comes very handy. You have gathered certain sentences. Like I told you, Gandhiji's approach. Or one sentence I'll give you. Men are not good enough good are not man enough. Simple sentence, but it says a lot. Whenever you encounter these kind of sentences, make a diary. Write down these sentences by the great philosophers, great thinkers. And here you see the conversions with the ethics paper. There you will read these kind of great sentences given by profound philosophers, sentences given by Lord Buddha, sentences given by Aristotle, sentences given by Descartes, sentences given by Gandhiji, Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru, sociologist Max Weber. So there will be so many of the sentences you encounter on a daily basis. If you keep writing, if you maintain a diary, first of all, these sentences you can use as quotes in your essay. Secondly, if you keep writing this, subconsciously you will also develop a habit of writing powerful sentences, subconsciously. Anyway, you will be writing 10 tests here, 10 essay tests, and will give all the building blocks, basic building blocks. But these quotes and these powerful sentences will fetch you high degree marks, which is not available for the people who write shallow sentences. This is one hack, one trick. We'll keep on building this, but this is one idea. Second thing is, you read the Hindu or any newspaper. Hack 2. You encounter vocabularies, that is different words whose meaning you may or may not be knowing. The words which you find a bit difficult, although not very difficult words, like suppose there is a word oxymoron, something which has become outdated, or any such word, make a diary again. In the same diary where you are noting down the sentences, note down these words also. Gradually you will develop a powerful vocabulary. You have good vocabulary, you have powerful sentences with you. Now comes the matter of writing the essay. We'll get to know in a few minutes only that how to write powerful essays. But this is the building block through which you can develop a habit of writing powerful sentences. So, what is the beauty, or what differentiates the essay of UPSC as compared to other essays which we write in school, colleges, or other examination? You see, in essay, unlike your optional or GS, there is no specific syllabus. So what to prepare? And that is the reason why UPSC has also started asking philosophical essays, because they want to see that how do you behave spontaneously. And this is very important, that whenever you encounter any topic, suppose we were talking about this topic which came this year, section A of UPSC paper, that visionary decision making takes place at the intersection of logic and intuition. Now, many people who have psychology optional, as many of you have, what they will say, that they will say, okay, we know decision making, we know intuition, we know logic, we have lots of order, lots of masala. We can break down the essay in different parts based on decision making, intuition, logic, and we will frame an essay. This is the biggest mistake most people do. Essay does not require you to write like an expert. No. You are supposed to keep closely to the topic, but not write like an expert. And whenever you use the jargons of your optional, then it becomes expert oriented. If you have not cared to explain these terms which you have used, if you have explained it and used it very sporadically, sporadic use of the is allowed. This is allowed. Sporadic, here and there, this can be done. But throughout the essay, you cannot write only your optional theme. That essay will not fetch marks, because the essay of UPSC requires you to write, suppose this is the topic, as we were talking about women empowerment. You have to give various perspectives, different perspectives, to break down the essay. As we talked about need of women empowerment, significance of women empowerment, current status, future of women empowerment. All these we have given, all perspectives you have built, that will fetch you marks. And once you have built the perspectives, what to do? Each and every perspective which you provide in your essay, you are expected to go deep into this. In such a manner that it does not become the holistic theme of the essay. You have to, generally speaking, 4 to 5 perspectives are enough. Because as we saw How many words we are writing in our main part of the essay? 800 words. If you are giving 4 to 5 perspectives and giving a balanced view, 5 perspectives suppose. So for each perspective you are writing around 160 for 5 perspectives. 5 different perspectives you have given, 160 words on each perspective. That shows your command over the topic and subtopic which you have brought in the essay. So it should neither be extremely expert oriented nor it should be too vagueful, too should not be too vague, neither should be expert oriented. Neither of these two approaches should be followed. There should be a balance. We'll see how. We'll see how it develops. See, we'll take this topic only, whether women empowerment. As we saw, the meaning of this topic, the first step is whenever you are writing essay in your examination hall, the first step will be what? The first step will be your understanding the meaning of the topic. If you have understood the meaning of the topic, half of your work is done. There are 4 essays in each section. Now, first step 1, choose the right topic. And what is the meaning of right here? Right here means, generally speaking, the topic of your familiarity, a familiar topic. Now, how you generally choose your or decide about the familiarity with the topic? There are 2 things which gives you familiarity with the topic. One is your optional, the second is your GS when you are preparing for civil services. So if you found a topic which is closer to your optional, choose that one as compared to a generic topic. So suppose, as we were talking about, you being a sociology student, and the topic is whether women empowerment. In sociology, students study about women empowerment in a specific manner. There are various perspectives, theories given by different thinkers. They have many perspectives. Then, as a general studies student also, you read this women empowerment as a topic. So, if you are a sociology student, are you better placed to address this topic or not? The answer is yes. Yes. But there is a caution. What is the caution? Caution here is, again, as I told you, that you don't need to use sociology expertise while writing the essay. As I told you, decision making, visionary decision making, intuition and logic. You can choose this topic because you know various perspectives being a psychology student, but you don't need to, you should not write the psychological theories here. If you do this, you will not fetch marks, but still it gives you an advantage to choose a topic which is closer to your optional. How to intelligently use this? How to use this intelligently? Take the perspectives, but then express them in a simplified manner. Choosing our previous topic, whether women empowerment. What did it mean? Is women empowerment fading away? Exclamation mark, not question mark. Is women empowerment fading away? How will we start? This is the topic, and see, not going much into the theories because theoretical aspects have been generally built. We'll straight away go into the writing of the essay. How will we write the essay? I'll give you various perspectives, keep on giving you as the classes progress, so that by the end of the course, by the virtue of the fact that you will also write 10 essay tests, full essay tests, you will be able to write wonderful world class essays. So here it is women empowerment fading away? So see, there are various ways of introducing the essay. Some people write the definition. In the essay. Some people write the anecdotes. Some other start with the summary itself. They summarize the topic, and that is also correct. There is nothing wrong. They summarize, although summary should be given in the conclusion, but they summarize the whole topic in the introduction itself. There are various ways of introducing your topic, but the best way, or rather we can say the method which gets an edge over all other ways is your anecdotal. What is anecdotal way? The anecdotal way is citing anecdotes. And what are anecdotes? Short incidents. Either real or imaginary. Short stories. Short stories, either real stories, real examples which happened in the environment, happened in the history or still happening, or you saw as a case study somewhere in the newspaper, or your imaginary story. That you can provide. So how will we in this topic, in whether women empowerment, introduce it? If we take the anecdotal way, as an anecdote you can write any imaginary fictitious name Meera is a single mother living in Mumbai. Then you will build it up. She earns her livelihood. She earns money for her livelihood and her child's development by working in an MNC. She has taken a decision to divorce her abusive husband. She takes her own financial decision. She is an independent woman of modern India. Neighborhood people also keep her in high regard. She is not only happy but living a prosperous life. One story. On the other hand, one story, one paragraph. Remember, one story, one para. You wrote? Then in the second para you will write, on the other hand. Recently, a famous cricketer got divorced on the grounds of mental cruelty. Subjected to him by his wife, who was not only seeking financial favors but also keeping him away from the child. We'll build further. We have seen in the third paragraph you will write. Recently we have seen that in the cases of Me Too, there were both right accusations, correct accusations, of sexual harassment and false allegations. As well. After this we'll write, when we have shown the contrasting pictures, contrasting scenario of women being financially independent, being able to take their own decisions, which was not the case hitherto, especially in the patriarchal society. They have been able to take their decision, but there is a flip side of it. the modern laws favoring women have been misused by certain women, not all. We can also cite some example in the introduction itself of women being in the top echelons. Women in top echelons. Like Kamala Harris, United States Vice President, like Nirmala Sitharaman, then still women being subjected to violence, and discrimination, objectification. Recently, a famous actress from Bollywood, Pariniti Chopra, got married to a famous politician from Aam Aadmi Party, Raghav Chadha. You can see in the social media, and these observations are also very important from your perspective of being a civil service aspirant, and you can cite these things in ethics paper as well as essay paper. The comments which were made about their wedding are so below the belt, especially against Pariniti Chopra. So what does it show? Are women being empowered, or women empowerment has lost its sheen? Is women empowerment fading away? You will cite these stories, and after that you will yourself ask the examiner, is women empowerment fading away? Then you will write, through this essay we will examine the aspects of women empowerment which are still existing, how women have been empowered throughout the history, what factors led to their empowerment, and will also give the other side of the coin, the other side of the story, that how still women are being subjected to discrimination, violence, prejudice and biases. Not only we will analyze the current scenario, but we will also provide the roadmap for an egalitarian society. And what does egalitarian society say? Equality. Egalitarian society is based on the principle of equality, and especially empowering the vulnerable sections of society, and women are also one section of the society who have remained largely hitherto vulnerable. Now, you have given the anecdotes, the stories through which you are saying that women empowerment is happening and women empowerment is being misused. The both side, women are being empowered also, and still women are being subjected to discrimination, prejudices, biases and certain vices and violence. Then you are saying, through this essay we will build this scenario. You are already saying to the examiner. After that, as told by you, you will give different perspectives. Then you will build your essay. Finally, you will conclude that with the vision or the roadmap. In the conclusion, to ensure that women empowerment does not remain only as a facade, but it becomes a reality. What are you showing? You are not only showing your awareness about women empowerment in depth, but you are also showing that you, as a leader, which every civil servant should be, are concerned about the roadmap of the society so that women get empowered. This also getting reflected here. This is how we'll build it. This is how we'll build our essay. Now, this you have been given one example, one set of way. There can be another way, like second way. You are just defining women empowerment. What is women empowerment? You are saying in the introduction, definition of women empowerment. Then giving, that is in the introduction, then giving various perspectives of women empowerment, evaluating the positive aspects, the negative aspects, then finally balancing out, giving the balanced 0, plus minus 0, plus minus in the body, and finally giving the balanced view that women empowerment has definitely taken place. Women have been empowered, women are getting empowered, and we have traveled a large path, enough water has flown under the bridge. From the time when women were being subjected to abject and crude violence, we have come to a time when women are taking decision to marry or not to marry, to divorce or not to divorce, to take up a job or not, through various laws, Domestic Violence Act, Hindu Succession Amendment Act. These acts you will cite. Then finally giving the balanced viewpoint. This is also one of the ways. We will learn all these ways. I am giving you just sprinkling you different perspectives so that you get exposed to the idea what you have to do in the essay. Largely speaking, if you go through the anecdotal way, which you can definitely do, this does not require an understanding of rocket science, you will get more marks. But the anecdotes should fit to the context in which the topic has been asked. Now comes a major major thing to be quotes. Which quotes to use? You can definitely use the quote. The quote will fetch you marks again. If you have, as I told you, make a diary. In the diary, you note down the quotes, important significant sentences which are simple but powerful. You can cite these sentences as well in your main part of the essay, even in the introduction or as a quotation. But which quotes to use? The quote given there must fit the context. That is the primary important significant aspect. If the quote does not fit the context, if the quote is out of context, just by writing the quote you will not get marks. That you have to realize. The quote, the quotation given must be fitting the context. Suppose there is a question about sustainable development, the topic about sustainable development. For the sustainable development topic, if you have given this quote of Gandhiji, there is enough for everyone's need. Then this quote fits the context and the examiner is ready to give you marks. Remember, my dear friends, this is 125 mark essay. How many sentences you are generally going to write? This will be your, suppose the maximum 1200 words. Each sentence may be 20 word, 30 word at max. Suppose you are writing 30 word sentence, and avoid writing a complex sentence, avoid writing a large sentence made up of so many words. So generally you should choose simple sentences of 20-30 words at most. I am not saying that you should choose Ram is a boy, he goes to play. These kind of sentences should also be avoided because that shows quite an immature understanding of the language. Okay, so if you are writing, suppose you are writing the 30-word sentence, how many sentences will be there? 40 sentences? 40 sentences. How much you are aiming to score for each of the essay? 75. So each sentence is giving you how much marks? Roughly 2 marks. 75 by 40, near about 2 marks. .75 marks to be precise. Each of your sentence should be worthy of getting this 1.75 marks. And do you think a sentence which is full of errors, and I am talking about grammatical error here, will fetch good marks? A sentence which is not logical in its appeal, expression is not powerful, do you think you deserve this marks? 1.75, 1.8 marks, or maybe 2 marks for each sentence. Do you deserve it? The answer is no. You are writing 1200 words and you are aiming to get roughly 80 marks. words, roughly 40 sentences, and each sentence having 2 marks. Your each sentence, you should deserve this. Before crying, before saying that UPSC does not give you marks, first of all deserve. Do you really deserve 2 marks for each of your sentences? Look at your answer sheet, look at your essay from this perspective. As I have already told you that I don't believe in giving you the fish, but I'll always tell you how to fish. The technique to score well is this. Once you develop an insight to evaluate your paper on your own, once you become self-critical, as we say, skeptic, skepticism, you criticize your own sentences, start criticizing your own sentences, then only you will get marks. Once you develop this ability, then do you need anybody else? The answer is no, you don't need. You will tear down your own essay and throw it in the garbage, because you will yourself feel that these are not the sentences which deserve 2 marks. You will realize that these sentences don't deserve 2 marks, and you will start improving your sentences. You will start improving your vocabulary. You will start working on the essay. And please understand that every time I have been telling you that you should work upon optional, because optional has a defined syllabus. Essay, just understand the anatomy and physiology of essay and you will be able to score well, 160. Largely the same case with ethics, because there is no defined syllabus, there is no defined way of doing things, and there is a chance to showcase your talent. Abilities. Creativity. This will all be done in the essay, because you are supposed to write a lot. In one essay, how much you are writing? 40 sentences, around 40, more than 40. In 2 essays, 40 plus 40, around 80 sentences you are writing for 2 different topics. in that 3-hour framework. You are supposed to write a lot, and for that it is required that you have very good practice. First understand how you get marks, then only proceed. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's understand first by taking this year's essay paper itself, section A, then designing our steps, how to write the world class essay. We'll take, suppose we are taking section A, how to just approach it. There are various topics. One topic, thinking is like a game, it does not begin unless there is an opposite team. This is your topic. This is the topic, topic 1. We'll go and see topic 2, and why I am doing so, why I am writing it, that also you will understand. It is the same topic which you have taken example of, visionary decision making takes place at the intersection of logic and intuition. Second topic. Third topic, not all who wander are lost. Not all who wander are lost. Fourth topic, inspiration for creativity springs from the effort to look for the magical in the mundane. These are the 4 topics in front of you. Now, you are in the examination hall, sitting in the examination hall. What to do as a first step? As a first step, step 1, as I told you, choose the topic which is familiar to you. Choose a familiar topic. So, as a psychology optional student, in section A, thinking is like a game, it does not begin unless there is an opposite team. Then, visionary decision making takes place at the intersection of logic and intuition. Not all who wander are lost. Inspiration for creativity springs from the effort to look for the magical in the mundane. Now, largely these are philosophical in their tone. The undertone here is philosophical. I have told you two ways of judging whether you are familiar with the topic or not. As a GS student, we have some idea about each and every topic, some idea. But as an optional student where we might be having more of your perspectives, which one will we choose? We can either choose the question with the aspects of creativity here, or we can choose the aspects where decision making, intuition and logic. Just giving you an example for the optional students of psychology. You can take example with public administration or philosophy also. So these two are closer to our heart as far as being a student of psychology optional is concerned. Now, which one to choose? Now, your familiarity with the topic should not stem from the fact that you have read an article or you have seen an essay also in one or the other book. That should not be the defining factor. One defining factor I have already given you, which is closer to your optional. Choose this one. Okay, that is very much fine. You will have more perspective as an optional student as compared to a general study student for the given topic. Now, if you decide based on the fact that you read a same topic, same essay only a few days ago, that will not be the right decision. That decision making is wrong, because choosing the right topic is the first and foremost step. This is the most crucial step of your essay marks. Choose the topic about which you feel convinced. First thing is that regarding the structure of the essay, that is the substance, the subject of the essay, the ingredients are such that you know something about the ingredients, you know something about creativity, you know something about the logic, intuition and decision making. By the virtue of the fact that you are an optional student of psychology. Now, what you need to think about is, are you convinced about the topic number 2 or topic number 4? The topic number 4 being about creativity or topic number 2 being about the decision making. That topic number 2 was, we'll choose between 2 and 4. I am giving you the steps. This will happen in the examination, and remember and note this. I have already given you the fact how to introduce the essay, how to improve your vocabulary and language. These all things will go simultaneously, and we will be able to write world class essay, not only for UPSC, for any other perspective also, but for UPSC examination especially suitable. Out of the topic number 2 and topic number 4, the topic number 2 being about decision making taking place at the intersection of logic and intuition, and inspiration for creativity coming from the fact that your effort to look for the magical in the mundane. Which one do you feel convinced about? If I am given these two topics, which one will I choose? What does my conviction say? I feel more convinced about the topic number 4, which says that creativity, inspiration for creativity comes from the fact that you are looking at the magical in the mundane. we as different individuals have different conviction about one topic or the other. If you have the conviction about this topic, your expressions will be not only logical, they will be powerful and you will fetch marks. Suppose I feel convinced about the topic number 2, that the visionary decision making takes place at the intersection of intuition and logic. If I am convinced about that, leave aside this topic. I feel convinced about this particular topic, but I will take that topic also, just for the sake of explanation. Am I convinced about the topic? If I am convinced about the topic, I will be able to create more points. Now we have chosen topic number 2. That topic number 2 is visionary decision making happens at the intersection of intuition and logic. You have chosen the topic just by understanding its essence, generic understanding. First was that you are convinced about the ingredients, creativity, decision making, intuition, logic. It is giving you an appeal that you have read it in the optional, so you will choose this. Now, out of the 2, you chose one because it is closer to your heart. Now, the second step, step number 2. Step number 2 is understand it deeply. How will it happen? Suppose you have taken 5 minutes to choose your topic, around 5 minutes. First of all, deciding which two, between these two topics I have some confusion, this one is closer to my heart, I chose. Finished. Now, understand the topic deeply. And how will that understanding take place? As I told you, if there are certain exclamation, like we saw in Wither women empowerment, many people, many students did not even understand that what is the meaning of wither. That's why I am telling you, improve your vocabulary. Wither. Wither is not weather. And why this exclamation mark is there? So, in our topic, in our case, that visionary decision making takes place at the intersection of logic and intuition. First of all, understand this topic deeply by thinking about it. And how this thinking will take place? Brainstorming. But brainstorming you are doing here individually. You are there, your paper is there. This is the paper on which you will write points for both visionary decision making and logic and intuition. First of all, think about the anecdotes. If you think of the anecdotes, the stories and examples, example. Suppose you are the Prime Minister of India. There is no harm in thinking about this. You can be, and everybody should aspire. Your dream should be as big. Your dream should be so big that people around you are always convinced that you are mad. Once your dreams are so powerful and so big that people around you think that you have gone mad, then only you have reached the essence of life. You have achieved the essence of life. You should be so inspired about your dreams, achieving your dreams, and they should be so big that common people don't even think of interacting with you. For every youth, this is the most important sermon, most important lesson to achieve success and tranquility both. As we talked about yesterday in yesterday's class, if you devote yourself to the service of people, because see, these things will ensure that your answer in ethics paper, answer in essay is full of conviction which they are looking for as a civil servant, leadership abilities. If you are showing these leadership qualities, your essay and ethics marks will improve. If you are mechanical in your approach, then things will not be. You have to be passionate when you are writing your sentences. First is your inner conviction, then the mechanical way I have already telling you. Suppose you are Prime Minister of India and you have to declare at a crucial juncture in 1965, Lal Bahadur Shastri was Prime Minister. He had to take a tough decision to declare national emergency or not. Whether to wage a war on Pakistan or not, because Pakistan had already intruded on the western quarters, western borders of India. Should India also declare a war? So this is a tough decision making, and this decision making changed the complete scenario of the nation, the way we are looked at, the way our enemy will see us. Then out of the conviction of Lal Bahadur Shastri came that slogan, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. And he asked the countrymen to forego their one day salary in the service of the nation. To forego one day meal in the service of the nation. In 1971, when Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister, she took a decision not to toe down not to cow down to the pressures of USA and to fight with the international powers tooth and nail. When they accused India of waging a war on Pakistan. In these two scenarios, the decisions were visionary. They set the tone. Or even the recent happening. In the recently what happened? Balakot, airstrikes, entering the boundary of enemy country, Pakistan, here, taking a decision to do the airstrikes by Prime Minister again was a visionary decision. These decisions, whenever they are taken at the intersection of logic. Yes, logic is definitely there. Then there is intuition. If these examples come to your mind, then you are convinced about the idea, you understand the whole dimensions, the whole gamut of the topic. Firstly, you have chosen the right topic, then you have understood the whole gamut of the topic. Then what to do? Then we'll do the brainstorming. Third step. So, in that brainstorming, what we'll do? Intersection. Logic and intuition. Now, I'll give you a formula how to think about these topics, where the points may be there, but they will not come as an organized way. The points will not be organized. Your way of thinking will be lackluster. But if you follow this formula, you will have a way of thinking. For this particular topic, I am giving you one set of idea. How? This is visionary decision making, intuition and logic intersection. Think about your individual level, that is about your own life. Visionary decision making. Drop the job, drop the mundane job, and prepare for something challenging and dicey like UPSC. Forgo your idea of being a commoner. And most of the graduates, what do? Most of the graduates, they take a degree, take up a job, and then keep on pursuing the job. But you have taken a different decision, which is visionary, which may prove to be visionary later on, because you are getting an opportunity to serve the nation, that too in a leadership position. One of the most fantastic, most coveted job of the country, which will give you a fulfilling life. How did you take the decision? The logic being, again, what is the logic here? This is the most coveted job, the highest job with the highest esteem, social esteem. Society keeps this job in the highest esteem. You will get so much of respect and regard as soon as you pass the examination from the coaching institution, parents, family members, district, everybody will know. State government will also know that you have become an IAS. This is logic. And what about the intuition here? Intuition, the conviction which is coming from you, from within you, that you can become a leader. Your intuition is that you will pass this examination, and that is coming from your self-confidence, which you are built up of. Your personality is that you have seen throughout your journey of life that I have taken up challenging things and I have been able to complete it. That intuition is within you. So this visionary decision making is taking place at the intersection of logic and intuition. This is individualistic. Family level. Family level. Your father or somebody else's father, your father only, took a decision to send your younger brother to learn fashion designing. Family level. To learn what? Fashion designing course in Mumbai. Although you belong to a traditional family, this decision was quite visionary, because family belonging to a middle class do not have anybody from fashion designing background. Despite the odds, your father has taken a decision to send your younger brother or younger sister to learn fashion design course in Mumbai. Now this decision is taking place at the intersection of logic and intuition or not. The logic is that it's again a coveted job, highly paid job. Your brother or sister has shown capability to become an expert fashion designer. But what is the intuition behind it? The intuition which is defeating the logic around that, and that society is saying don't do this. Why not send the child to a secure job? Why are you sending him to or her to an insecure job? He or she may fail because we don't have anybody in our family. Intuition is that this child is bright and will do well. This is the intuition, just a conviction. Being a father, he is convinced that yes, this child of mine will do well. This is intuition, family level, visionary decision, because later on you end up being the most successful fashion designer in the country. Society level. What can be at the society level? At the level of society. See, you can give example from not only what is happening around you, but from history also, which you have read as part of your general studies preparation. You come to see the example of Bhagat Singh. Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. They took a decision to change the complete scenario of society. The way things were happening in the society, they wanted to change it. Social malpractices of child marriage, sati, they were taken up as a challenge by Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar and Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Bhagat Singh took up the challenge of not remaining silent in front of the atrocities done by Britishers. And to show them that we are capable of revolutionary activities also. We are not only doing the prayer and petition, but we are capable of revolution. Revolution in place of prayer and petition. This proved to be a visionary decision making for all these heroes of modern history or not? Yes, because they changed the complete landscape of the way we were operating in our freedom struggle. So we have seen individual level, family level, societal level. Okay, the second aspect, intuition and logic. Again, the logic being, these heroes thought that we are doing prayer and petition and we should show the Britishers that we are capable of this violence also. Bhagat Singh, Ram Mohan Rai and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar saw that the pathetic situation of society that can be changed. What was the intuition? They were convinced about their abilities, that I as a person can change the complete societal level. The scenario of society can be changed completely by us. That is the intuition behind. And at the intersection of intuition and logic took place the visionary decision making. Let's take the example of nation. As I already told you, nation example was already taken. How? Lal Bahadur Shastri, Indira Gandhi, or even PM Modi, all taking decision to overstep, breaching the protocol of international relation of peace and harmony, and doing the airstrike on Pakistan was a visionary decision making. Now Pakistan is so much deterred that they will not even think of infusing terrorism onto the borders of the country. The logic was definitely there, that they must be taught a lesson. but intuition that this will not backfire. There was so much of risk involved. So much of risk involved. But taking a calculated risk that it will not be criticized by the international fora. Our resources will not be lost. We will not lose our heroes. This is all ensured by the intuition, intuitive decision making. And I'll just give you a contrast. When there was UPA government, we had an opportunity to launch airstrikes when Pakistan overstepped and insurgency and terrorism was there in the Jammu and Kashmir state. We had the opportunity to launch airstrikes, but previous government did not take this decision. What were they lacking? Courage, conviction. Courage they were lacking. Conviction. And these are the part of intuition. This is intuition. But this government did so. We have done what? Individual level, family level, society level, national level, and now we'll go to international level. International level, when in the international arena, USA, France, USSR, they took a decision to do away with the nuclear weapons through a treaty known as START, Strategic Arm Reduction Treaty. This all you read in general studies, but the idea is to put it here in the essay. By using START to reduce it, and visionary decision making, because it will reduce the nuclear weapons, piling up of nuclear weapons will be reduced. Logic is simple, yes, there needs to be reduced. They have seen what happened in 1945 when in Japan's Hiroshima and Nagasaki atom bomb was dropped, led to complete devastation. The logic is this, but intuition that our efforts will not only be accepted, but further there will be decline in the nuclear stockpiles, and there won't be a scenario where nuclear weapons will be used. Like suppose now Russia and Ukraine are fighting, still the war is going on. Is there a chance of nuclear weapon being used or not? Yes, there is. So there might have been a case where despite these treaties, nuclear weapon stockpiling might have happened. In fact, it would have increased. But still, there was an intuition, the conviction, courage to take this decision. Now we have dealt it in one perspective. There are several other perspectives. This way, till now, we have defined through our individual, family, societal, national and international examples that yes, the visionary decision making takes place at the intersection of intuition and logic. But there may be other perspectives also. Other perspective, visionary decision making takes place only through intuition, and we have to give example of this. When the enemy, for any army officer, enemy in front of you, you know that you have very less people, less arms, a large battalion of army. That happened in Kargil. You know, better idea is to backtrack, but still you go ahead and fight with them with lesser number of people. Is it intuition or logic? Pure intuition. pure courage and conviction. But this decision proved to be visionary because we were able to save our country. Otherwise, this battalion in the Kargil war, we are talking about the Vikram Batra. When Captain Vikram Batra's platoon encountered a large platoon from the enemy country, 1999 Kargil war, he had the option to backtrack. He had the option to just remain silent. But he took the opportunity to blow himself off, save his battalion, but attack the enemy. This visionary decision making. Because of this, we were able to save our post. And this decision was taken based on the intuition only. Intuitive decision making. There might have been a possibility where Vikram Batra lost his life. Even the platoon on our side would have lost their lives. We were not able to get anything. That would have been possible. Here the visionary decision making was based on the intuition. We can cite several other examples also. Then we can give another perspective that visionary decision making takes place only through logic, calculated logic. Steve Jobs example, Apple. Apple became the most successful country and still is one of the most successful countries as far as designing the best possible products in the arena of phones, smartphones and laptops are concerned because of the completely logical, well researched approach of Steve Jobs. Visionary decision making, but based on complete logic, no intuition, nothing, complete logic. That is also happening. You can cite your example that I did complete analysis of the exam paper, solved previous year question papers, went thoroughly through the syllabus, prepared myself completely, then only sat for the examination and I got rank 1. Visionary decision making based on logic. So we have dissected the topic into various departments, given the examples. And my dear friends, here we were only doing the brainstorming thing. Now these all ingredients which we have generated throughout our brainstorming will be organized in such a fashion that it looks like an organic building of the essay. Organic building of the essay. Nothing is outside the purview of the essay. You write your introduction. In the introduction, now you have all these points which we have generated. You see these points, all these. You have to organize points. You have to organize all these points in such a manner that from the same points comes your intro. How? You will give a number to these points, like where to put this point number 3 or point number 4. Which one will be your point number 1, this or this? This will be point number 4 or point number 1, so that it looks like an organic building. You just give it point number 1, point number 2 to the second point, 3 to the third point, likewise, or whatever way you feel comfortable. Now you have the ingredients, points 1, 2, 3, 4 all organized. You will write this point number 1 or maybe point number 1, 2 in your introduction. You will weave these introduction in form of either definition or anecdote. What I suggest is use anecdotes. use your anecdotes. For your individual level, for your father's decision, for society's decision, whichever way you feel like, you can use these anecdotes in the introduction. Introduce your essay in 1 or 2 para, each para being of 100 words around, so that you have been able to grasp the essence of the essay. Then you have told the examiner that these are the dimensions under which I am going to explore the essay, that you have to write in a paragraph. This paragraph is not very large one, 50-60 words only. Then as you had done the numbering of the point already done, point number 1, 2 may be used in introduction. From point number 3 will emerge the next paragraph. Point number 4, another paragraph, likewise. And when you are jumping from paragraph number 3 to paragraph number 4, there has to be connecting words. What are the connecting words? These connecting words are therefore, moreover, but, beauty but, further. These are the connecting words, so that your paragraphs look logically designed, organically connected to each other, and the examiner does not lose interest while reading the essay. Even for your answers, I tell you, even for optionals or ethics, when you are writing an answer and examiner loses sense of time, then you get brilliant marks. You have connected all these, the conclusion also coming from the points which you have already done, generated. Around 200 words of conclusion is required, 150-200 words, because your introduction and conclusion here are the most important aspect of your essay. Apart from the fact that in the body part, when you are writing your point, they should be organically connected. This should also be done there. Introduction and conclusion should also be powerful. Powerful, I am saying powerful, because we are going to write world class essay, not any generic essay and getting 130 or 120. We are aiming 160 plus, and for that this approach will be followed. Organically connected, body part, introduction, conclusion, powerful. Where are these points coming from? From your brainstorming. You have seen the topics, chosen the topic which you are familiar about. Out of the 2 or 3, whenever you are confused, you are choosing the topic which you are convinced about which you have your own personal examples. Then understand the topic in entirety, completely explore it, then organize the points in fashion, orderly fashion, point number 1, 2, 3, 4, likewise up to the end, and then finally putting up, weaving the essay. Weaving your essay will take place. Weaving the essay. I am using the word weaving. Logically, sequentially, powerfully, with powerful sentences. Quotes, yes, you can write the quote in the intro. Even in the conclusion also you can write. No problem, but this quote should suit the context. Can you write your points in the essay? Yes. Can you draw diagram in the essay? Yes. Can you use flow charts in the essay? Yes. Essay is a creative endeavor, especially the UPSC essay. So if you are using your flow charts, diagrams, it will actually add to your points, add to your marks. Let your essay be built naturally. Don't go by the perspectives that you have to show empathy, you have to bring in the concepts of women empowerment or environmental concern for the topic which does not require you to do so. Whatever comes naturally to your mind, whatever comes naturally in your script, which you will generate through your brainstorming, rough sketch, because your rough sketch will show how powerful your essay will be. Don't deliberately do anything which does not suit the design of the essay, whether it be philosophical essay or any type of essay. Whatever comes naturally to your mind, build upon that. How much to write on each and every point? It should not be shallow. It should not appear that you don't know anything, you are just going on and on a shallow things. It should not be too deep. Facts, figures, yes, whenever you are having facts and figures, put up there, but not too much of it. Don't make it a general studies paper. It is your generic paper. It should be lucid. Lucidity should never be lost. Lucid paper, lucid answer, lucid essay. The flow should be such that from introduction to body to conclusion, examiner does not lift the pen. Okay, reading, interesting, make it interesting. Masaledar, as we say. Interesting, it should be very, very interesting. Now, one more thing, as you are flowing from one paragraph to another, the connecting thing should be there. The connection should be such that there is a smooth transition. You see, on the road you are going, there is a huge bump. That should be avoided. Smooth transition, like this. Connecting words are there so that from one paragraph to another there is no jump. One paragraph, one theme. One para, one theme. As we'll build further in the course, we'll take examples. We'll understand how to, you see, how you become a deadly person. Because of the ammunition you have. And your ammunition here will be your vocabulary, which you must build, your grammar, which you must build, your sentences, which you will pick and choose from different places. That is your ammunition. Then will come your art, the art and science, most of the scientific aspects I have already told. Then will come the mastery over this art. How do you articulate? From art comes articulation. How do you articulate your viewpoints? That is all about the essay. Essay is about articulation. How do you put up your point? Like a lawyer. Put up everything powerfully, logically, balance it out. Plus, minus, 0. This approach we have to follow. This was just an introduction to give you certain ideas. We'll further build it in our classes. This first class of essay will be made public just for the sake of conviction, sake of ease for certain students who are asking about the essay course. So just to give them an idea that this is how we'll progress, just this one will be made public. But after that, only private links will be sent to the students who have subscribed to the course. Many of you, as I can see, are going to choose for recording, and okay, it's okay, it will be provided to you in a printed format. Also the material will be provided. Then in the further classes, one being on Sunday, we will choose the topics, do the brainstorming in the class, see how to build the vocabulary and sentences, pick up many sentences. We will also give you a set of sentences which are powerful, simple. Quotes you can take from there. Vocabulary also will be built in the course. Many essay which got highest marks in UPSC from our platform. These people are in the service already. That will also be given to you so that you can learn many things from the essay. Techniques to score well, most of them have been given. I'll keep on building all this further. Apart from this, if you have any sort of doubt, you can ask me, as I have already told you, through mail and WhatsApp. The mail ID, you all have this. The WhatsApp number being this. You can WhatsApp me, direct message. Those of you who still wish to join, this is the last call. After that, it will not be opened. Please join it. I assure you that you will get through with the flying colors. With this, we'll end our session. Thank you for joining. Have a very good day. Bye-bye.